So we're heading to Lyssons Beach in St. Thomas. Get ready for some amazing sights and some really cool history. Our first point of interest is the Rockfort Mineral Bath. The mineral spring which feeds the bath was discovered in 1907. The property also houses the ruins of an old fort that was fortified in 1694 to augment the defense of the island after the 1692 Port Royal earthquake. It was declared a national monument in 1992. I called to check if it was still in operation, but was told that it was closed until further notice. Such a shame because I have so many wonderful memories as a kid. The next stop, that looks like a small town, is the Carib Cement Company Limited. The idea for Carib Cement was conceptualized in 1921, but it didn't open its doors until 1952. A part of the reason why it took so long was due to the inability of owners, which was a local company operating under the name Associated Portland Cement Manufacturing Limited, and the government to come to an operating agreement that would be beneficial to both owners and the government. The reasons for its creation were to curb the shortage of cement being experienced as a result of World War II and a large local market where it could sell the product for less than what it was being imported from Britain. And at that time, that was 4 times higher than what it would cost to produce in Jamaica. Today, Carib Cement is now owned by Trinidad Cement Limited Group. Now we're on the newly opened leg of the South Coast Highway, constructed under the program SHIP, which stands for the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. The aim is to make travel along the southern coast efficient by connecting Harborview in St. Andrew to Port Antonio in Portland, which is around 112 kilometers. Our next stop, which I feel needs a statue or something that's more prominent than what's out there, is the Three Finger Jack Monument. This is a monument that is dedicated to Jack Mansong, aka Three Finger Jack. North of this road, in the hills and valleys behind this marker, was the territory of the famous Jack Mansong, or Three Finger Jack. It is not certain whether he was born in Jamaica or came from Africa, but it is known that in the years 1780 to 1781, he fought often single-handedly a war of terror against the English soldiers and planters who held the slave colony. It's mind-blowing that we drive by this land filled with so much history. Next, a cool feature that many of you didn't know existed. Along this part of the highway, you have a pretty cool view of parts of Yallahs, the wetland, and the Caribbean Sea. But from the highway, you really can't see what's going on in the wetland. Many people don't even know that there's a pond. But you just need a change in perspective to see Albion Pond. It's a bit dry, but man, it's still beautiful to see. Something that's also a bit dry, or very dry, is the Yallahs Ford. This is the Yallahs Bridge, which spans the Yallahs Ford. The ford had existed for nearly 5 decades. It was used as a private fording from the 1960s to the 1980s. After several flood events which made the ford impassable and the collapsed bridge, we have this relatively new 159 meter long structure that was opened in August 2008. Now for some food in the busy town of Yallahs. Juicy patties. Here we come. Could be chicken or beef or cheese. You'll never know. Now to the right we have Yallahs Ponds. Yallahs Ponds has a legend associated with it. And several legends actually. But the one that's my favorite is the one where it is said that 2 brothers were fighting over land handed down to them by their father. And because of their fighting, the land flooded and became uninhabitable. I prefer this story to what the ponds actually are. 2 salt ponds. Now it's time to have another change of perspective. Welcome to White Horses. On the left we have hills, on the right the beautiful Caribbean Sea. Sometimes a change of perspective is all you need to truly appreciate a place. Something that this trip will continue to do. Look at that beautiful view. This route will take us past the iconic Roselle Falls. It's a small waterfall that people use as a spot to bathe, take photos of, catch water, or just take a wash off, which is different from bathing for my non-Jamaican viewers. Simply put, it's just standing under the water while it hits your skin. On your right, you have some shops where you can get some fruits and some drinks. And there you go on your left, where those people are, Roselle Falls. So the next stop is Morant Bay, and this is where we'll discuss how two people became the catalyst for reforming the legal system by paying the ultimate price. Morant Bay is known for the infamous Morant Bay Rebellion, Paul Bogle, and George William Gordon. Now, Paul Bogle was said to be born between 1820 and 1822. He was ordained as a Baptist deacon by George William Gordon and a landowner. He was a deacon at the Native Baptist Church, which will make more sense later on. The infamous Morant Bay Rebellion occurred on October 11, 1865, as a way of fighting against poverty and injustices faced by the locals, which was brought upon them by the government. This rebellion saw the burning down of the Morant Bay courthouse and the death of some leading citizens, including the Custos. The government declared martial law and sent a very brutal message by killing over 400 people, flogging hundreds, and burning down over 1,000 so-called peasant homes. Paul Bogle was hung in front of the ruins of the Morant Bay courthouse. George William Gordon was born in 1820 to Scotsman Joseph Gordon, an agent for absentee proprietors, and an enslaved woman who worked on the estate. When he became an elected member of the House of Assembly, he began promoting the interests of the newly emancipated so-called black peasants rather than the colored middle class. Governor Edward John Eyre didn't like this, to say the least, and in 1865, Gordon was falsely accused of instigating Paul Bogle. Gordon's involvement in the Native Baptist Church was used as evidence to support the charge against him, and after not being allowed to defend himself properly, he was sentenced to death by hanging. To the left is the Princess Margaret Hospital, which serves approximately 120,000 people from the parishes of St.Thomas, Eastern Portland, and St. Andrew. It was opened and named by Her Royal Highness Princess Margaret on February 23, 1955. This replaced the Morant Bay Hospital, which was badly damaged by Hurricane Charlie on August 17, 1951.
Here we are, Lyssons Beach. Now, this beach is managed by the University of the West Indies. The admission fee is $500 Jamaican dollars. The beach is located next to another beach which I believe it shares its name with. That's the free section, but the grounds aren't well maintained, so if you can afford it, stick to the university managed beach.
The beach is a place of healing and joy. The salt cleanses us and the sun embraces us in its warmth. The ocean heals the heart, mind, and soul. Author unknown. It really is important to just come out and live life. I don't have to say much, just look and listen to that. Whether you drive a Jimny, a Jeep, a pickup, you 2-foot them, as long as you can afford it, head out, get out, live a little, and you'll gain a lot. The experiences that give you the most aren't the most expensive experiences, I find. Those blue and white buildings in the back, those are on the hospital's compound. But from this angle, you'd never guess that there's a road between the hospital and the beach. Like any other road, people are busily going about their lives. And the problem that comes with being so busy with our day-to-day events is that we get lost in the process and lose sight of the beauty that surrounds us. You could spend most of your life going here and there, but not really truly being anywhere. And that's why it's important to take a break and properly explore what life truly has to offer. Now, it's time to head back in. To my mind, the greatest reward and luxury of travel is to be able to experience everyday things as if for the first time. To be in a position in which almost nothing is so familiar, it is taken for granted. Bill Bryson. I really was looking for something inspirational to put here, but I couldn't find anything. And I just decided to just take 3 takeaways that I could find from this experience to share with you guys. The first one would be put your phone away, or put it on silent and don't go anywhere near social media. The second one would be immersed in the moment. Just stick your toes in the sand, jump in the water, look off at the horizon, whatever it is, just be fully there. And the third one would be rinse and repeat. Pick a new spot, pick a new adventure, head off, and just enjoy life, enjoy nature, enjoy the moment. And as usual guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave your comments, let me know if there's anything that you want me to improve upon, and I will see you in the next one.